Okay, I think we're live. I'm not sure though. My phone's doing something weird. Okay. Hey, Addison, I see that you're on. So, can you let me know? Can you hear me okay? Am I coming in okay? Because my internet's acting all weird. Okay. Thank you. I slipped down. I'm live. Yay, I'm live. Trying to also push my table out. Cool. Yeah, because my phone said that my internet connection was weak and that I could record. And then I did this weird thing and told me that I couldn't do a live right now, which, whatever. All right, so, man, I woke up in a mood. I woke up in this mood, and I woke up physically and emotionally and mentally just in this space. And I share that with you because, well, that's what I do. I share. But I share that with you because from those three things, the physical body just going, oh, like you just need to take a break. And then the emotional body just kind of going, yeah, you just need to take a break. And in my mind, just spinning. So I've decided to make some changes in my day. And I'm sharing that with you because I think we get so stuck on our day has to go exactly the way we plan it to go. We get caught up in the whole, I said that I was going to do this or this and that, and I have to go and do this. This is what is happening, therefore I have to go do it, even though we're not in alignment to it for whatever reason. And actually just yesterday, Addison and I was doing a free spirit talk, and she sprung out that we're going to change up free spirit talks and we're not going to announce our titles 2 weeks in advance. Instead, we're going to announce it just a couple days in advance. And then when we were talking later, because she just threw that out there on a live, which is completely cool. And she threw that out there. And then afterwards, after we were off the live, I was like, she's sharing with me the reason. And the reason being that it's that we throw a topic out and then 2 weeks later, we're no longer in alignment to it. And then we're kind of like edgy on even the topic or anything like that. So picking a topic a little bit closer to the time frame will keep us more in alignment with it. And the thing is that that's really the case with everything, and it's the case in our own life too. And I know that not everybody out there can just shift their day the way somebody who works for themselves, the way I can for sure, because I can shift my day and make it work how I need it to work for me. But there is definitely this thing that we do where outside of, like, if you work from 9 to 5, okay, so you work from 9 to 5, you can't just, I woke up and I don't feel like going to work, so don't go to work. And I'm going to work today. I am making some other shifts because I'm feeling there's a sense of almost overwhelm in me, and then physically I feel drained. I feel drained physically this morning, and just acknowledging that I can push through, and I have a lot on my schedule, and I can push through for today, and I can make all that stuff happy, and I can go and I can do exactly what I said I was going to do for everybody that I said that I was going to spend time with, that I was going to be with, and that I was going to do things for. Or I could make the choice to honor myself and let the universe support me from there, which is what I'm doing. I'm shifting my schedule around because that's what I need to do. I need to shift my schedule into an honoring state for myself. There are so many times in our life, and what I see often with clients is that we tend to get into this yes, 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 yes mode. And then we're showing up for everybody else always. And we're always doing things for everybody else. And then we end up with this schedule that has all this stuff on it. But there's no time for self-care. There's no time for us to spend time just being us and just asking, having time for ourselves, whether that's just to lay in bed and read a book or to do whatever. It doesn't matter what your personal self-care time is like or what you're doing in it. You don't have to explain that to anybody, but it is just that creation of space for self. And sometimes the flip side of that is that sometimes we tend to book too much self-care time, and we're all about just doing self-care time. So then we're just in, and we've turned everything into me land, and there's no space to really just go and experience self with others. But this particular topic of today, because it's where I'm at, because I'm in the middle of shifting through and changing my schedule up, I've already started it before I got on Conscious Coffee this morning. I started shifting my day, and it just came to me that, that's probably a lesson, a share that I should do with you guys, because I think that we do believe that we have to stick to what we have, to what we've done, to what we've scheduled. And that's not true. It's not true, because, I'm a big time advocate of, if you're a fuck yes, then be a fuck yes. And if you're fuck no, then allow yourself to be a fuck no. And sometimes that means that it changes at the very last minute for whatever reason it is. And the thing is that I know that, it's, you don't want to get to a point where your physical body has to tell you, hey, you need to stop, you need to pause. And then, all of a sudden you end up sick, this happens, that happens, and now you're just down for the count. But that's exactly what ends up happening to so many of us. We don't listen, and we just keep pushing, and then all of a sudden we're sick. All of a sudden, an accident has occurred and we've twisted an ankle, we've pulled a muscle in our back, we get laryngitis, we get a nasty cold or flu. Something like that happens that's going to really retract us back in and force us to do what we should have just done. It's just like, just be a fuck yes to yourself. Honor yourself in that aspect and say, hey, no, I need to change up my schedule today. I need to change this. I need to change that. We're going to have to do two things differently here. Then when you move forward, that honoring of self, that being a fuck yes to self and no's, is actually very supportive, and will be supported by the universe, because you're being a yes. You're leaning into your core self and being a yes. So that's really, truly the message this morning. It's not a big, long, impressive, detailed one by any means. Coffee is good. Coffee is good. I was up late and I was laying in bed until like 1:30, wide awake. And I actually pulled out my computer and I started like 3 different articles last night. And then I erased them all. And then I erased them all. I started them and then I just was like, nope, not feeling it. Got it started and then it just was like, ugh. And it's kind of like this. This happens to me, and I'm sharing that because I think it's a pretty normal thing. It happens. In my land, I write an article and then I'm just like, that's not feeling good. But I was up really late and I was getting ready to write a couple articles and I started them and then I just was like, no, I'm not feeling that. And I laid there and then I was just tapping into myself. And the more I tapped into myself, I just realized I just needed a break. That's that honoring of self. There's even in my writing, the fact of the matter is that overwhelm or exhaustion or mental, physical fatigue, whatever it is that is coming up in those moments. It really truly is. It'll start to kind of disperse in everything. For me, I see it in that I can't really write clearly. I can't tap in. And here I was sitting in my bed all cozy and warm, and I was feeling I was in a good space, emotionally in a good space, mentally in a good space. And I'm sitting there and physically in a good space. I'm sitting there and I'm typing, and I had like these beautiful, beautiful thoughts come in, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to write about that. And I started writing, and I got maybe, like 8, 9, 10 sentences in, and it just went, psh, it was just gone. It was just gone. And I read what I wrote, and I'm like, ugh, it's just not even resonating. Like, I don't even want to put this content out. It's not resonating at all with me. So I just deleted it. And that was kind of that awareness of, whoa, you're in this space where you need to kind of just pause on some things, create space for self, so that you can get back in alignment and tap back into everywhere that you need to be. And that is that honoring, with clients, the busy schedule that I was talking about. I have this exercise that I do, and I'm going to share it with you guys, and I'm going to actually challenge anybody who wants to take on the challenge. I'm going to give you this challenge today to look at your calendar, to look at your schedule. And this is one where I would challenge you to take the last 30 days of your schedule, and if you have a schedule that you can print out and you can look back or over the next 30 days, excuse me. If you don't have one, start one today and take the next 30 days and write down on the schedule everything that you do. Okay, so if you're running out and you're doing errands for bills or running kids around, put that on there. If you have lunch appointments, put that on there. Your work schedule, put that on there. Your exercise schedule, put that on there. Things that it's the holidays, so what are you doing with family, with friends, the parties that you're going to, the things that you're hosting, all that. Just literally make the schedule all about everything that you are doing, okay? Once you have that in written form in front of you in one way or another, print it off the computer, handwrite it, I don't care. It's not about that. Just get it in there. And you need 30 days. Take that 30 days, and then you look at every single thing that you have put in there. And once you've got all that, you're looking at it, then I want you to take 3 different colors and take green, take red, and take yellow, for example. Okay, so we'll just use the colors of a stoplight. Anything on your calendar that you were really just like, it was you did it begrudgingly, you had to do it. It was something that you really didn't want to do, but you were like, I gotta do that. I gotta go to that party because I promised so and so, even though I don't feel like going to that party, so I went anyway. Go ahead and highlight that kind of stuff in red. Anything that you really just did not want to go do, go ahead and put in red. Then you've got all the things that you're kind of just meh about. There's not a whole lot that you don't have any emotional charge around. You don't feel drained about it. But you're not like pumped up and a fuck yes to it either. It's just meh work. That might be, well, it was just chore day. Like, I have a day on my schedule that I call it my house cleaning day, and I try to spend a little bit more time just focused in on house care and doing my chores for the week around my home and doing things like that. That day, I do a lot of stuff, but it's a meh day for the most part. It's just a day where, there's vacuuming, there's catch up on laundry, there's change your sheets, there's, that kind of stuff. Highlight that kind of stuff in yellow. And then you've got the things that on your schedule that you are a complete and total fuck yes to. These things are like, oh my God, I love that. Yes, yes, yes. Those things I want you to highlight in green. Okay? So you've got your red, your yellow, and your green. You got the things that are like, no, I really didn't want to do it. I did it out of responsibility. I did it because I had to. I did it because I said I was going to. I did it and I just did not. And you were just like, I don't really want to do that. And then you got your meh things, and then you've got your fuck yes things. Okay? So you have those 3 things. Now I want you to look at your schedule. Once you do that, look at your schedule. Look at the colors. How much of each color do you have? Like, what do you notice about your schedule? Do you have a ton more red than green? Do you have a ton of green? Do you have a ton of yellow? What color is the primary color on your schedule? This is just an exercise to really put into place exactly what you're doing with your time and how much your life is a fuck yes or fuck no. Okay, and that's really, it's a clarity exercise that is a very powerful exercise. It may seem like that's not that big of a deal, but when you print this out and you highlight on the schedule those colors, you are going to get a visual representation of what is really going on in your world. And if you are heavy on the red and you've hardly got any green, then that's like, you need to make some fucking changes. You really have to make some fucking changes in that. Because if you're living your life more so for everything else and everybody else, then there's not a whole lot of joy in that, which means that your life is not a fuck yes. You need to start to work on the things that's going to turn it into a joyous life, because a joyous life is an abundant life. And that's where we all kind of want to go, right? We do the things that we do so that we can have happiness, so that we can feel joy, so that we can feel love. Well, guess what? If you are doing a whole bunch of things that causes you the reverse emotions and reactions than gratitude and love, then what's going to end up happening is you're going to end up not having that fuck yes life, and you're not going to have a joyous, abundant life. You're going to end up having a duty-filled, just boring. I hear somebody water upstairs. I was like, I hear water running. Oh my God, that's probably not good. But it's just somebody upstairs. So yeah, if your schedule is full of yellow and you have a whole bunch of meth things and not too much red or green, again, you need to look at actually what is going on with your schedule and go, how can I apply some green in here? If you have red and yellow as your primary colors on your schedule, then you need to look at what you can do to create some green spots. That's plain and simple. I mean, it's pretty easy homework. At the same time, it can be extremely difficult homework, because also the challenge here, and I can hear people going, yeah, Kendal will, but I don't work for myself. I don't have time for this. I've got little kids. I've got, you don't understand my situation. I don't have the money to go out and do the things that I, would like to go do for myself. All right, this is not about going and spending a ton of money. This is not about having to hire a babysitter for you to go and spend the next, 6 hours a week going and just pampering yourself. This is not about doing any of that. It's about finding those things. There's plenty of things that we can do for ourselves that doesn't cost a whole lot of money, that doesn't take a whole lot of time, but it can be that work that you can do for self, okay? For instance, I count just having 15 minutes a day meditation time as a self-care practice. And that doesn't cost me anything but 15 minutes, okay? It costs me 15 minutes of downtime. It allows me to connect. It allows me to feel better, more balanced, more harmonic, and more in tune, tapped into myself. So if it's something as simple as that. So there is that 15-minute thing that I look forward to on my schedule every single day. Depending on what that is, you just need to find those things, because you need to apply more green to your schedule. When you get enough green on your schedule, you're going to notice that there's going to be an emotional shift, a change, and the excuses that you once had, those reasons that you once had to not do it, will drift away, and you're going to start finding reasons to do the things that you actually want to do for yourself and that you enjoy, and you're going to start craving that even more. And guess what? You'll actually become more abundant. You're going to have more time to do things if you spend the time that you need treating yourself well, loving yourself. And we're not here to pay bills. We're not here to do all the things that we think that we are. Hold on, somebody just messaged me. I had a night out since our child was born. Do you know if any reliable babysitters? Emmett, let me check on that. Will you please private message me so that I don't forget? just send me a PM. But I can check on some things for you. I have a couple ideas, okay? But yeah, I mean, and as Emmett is sharing here, you know, just moving in and not knowing, and that can definitely be a case. He's saying that they just moved to not too far from where I actually live. I'm in Plano, by the way, Emmett, not in Princeton. But I do know people out in Princeton, so I might know some babysitters in Princeton too. I just don't know what their scenario is, but I can definitely check on that. But moving in and everything, and one of the things that you definitely have to kind of look for is that, you know, like as he's targeting in on is a date night. And yeah, just having that kid-free zone and creating that space. And it really, really is important to do that in your schedule no matter what, to just really go and enjoy life in some fashion or form, to really connect. So creating that space, it comes down to first having the desire to create the space, having the will to see that you need to create the space before the space sucks you up and eats you, basically, because you're going to get lost in everything else. And I can tell you that it's kind of like it is a boundary issue, and we tend to let our boundaries get very, very relaxed with the people that we are around all the time. Typically family and friends can push over our boundaries a lot because we don't want to tell them no, because, you know, we love them, right? We love them. We don't want to tell them no, but sometimes no is exactly what has to happen, and you have to honor yourself, even if it's a child, a really good friend. It might even be your partner, and you might have to say, no, I need space. I mean, I just did that this morning to somebody. I was like, I need some space, so, you know, here you go. This is where I'm at, and I'm fixing to do it to a whole bunch of people today, and it's just because that's where I'm at. And that realization is what it's going to end up getting you if you actually take this step. And if you do this little exercise that I've shared with you, I can tell you that you're going to, number one, be shocked at how much time you're spending taking care of everybody else, how little time you spend taking care of yourself. Maybe you're aware of it, and the vocalization of it is one thing, but the visual seeing of it hopefully will give you the motivation to change it. And that's really what I'm hoping to do for you there, because, you know, just like I was sitting down with somebody just the other day, and I said, what do you do for yourself? And I remember this person was like, what do you mean I work? What do you mean I work? And it was work. And then at the end of the day, I asked this person, you know, like it was a consult, and I had asked this person, you know, like, I'm going to send you this, I'm going to send you that. So I sent all my stuff to this person and send paid fees and all that. So I send it off, and I get a message back saying, I can't afford you. I can't afford you. Of course you can't afford me. I mean, here's the fucking message. And you know what? If you catch me on Facebook Live and you know who you are here, oh well. But the truth is that you can't afford because you don't have space. You never took the time to create space for self. You never took the time to honor self. So there's no ability for you to honor self to get the help either. And that is just, you know, like that's the case for any of us. I'm not shocked that this person can't afford me, because this person doesn't ever take the time to do anything but work. And you would think that if you're always working, you should be financially abundant, right? I mean, that's why we work, to create cash flow, to create money. But I can tell you that I hear from people who will say, I'm always working, that they are the poorest. They are the poorest. Now, next to the people who go, I never work, and I'm just laying on the couch, okay? So you have both sides of it. And it's like, well, you're eating up your time with nothing, and there's no creation work, there's no motivation, there's no nothing coming in. So you've just got this sloth thing going on over here. Well, that's not going to get you anywhere. Or you have the person that is so busy, work, and there's no room for abundance to come in because they're filling it with work, with responsibility, with this, with that. And that means that there's just no space for abundance of any sort to flow in, because it's just constantly kicking it out, constantly kicking it out. With that work life mentality of that, there is also no space to love on self. And self-care can be to get help for yourself, to take time to go to the gym, to take time to go out on a date with your loved one, you know, to go do this, to go do that, or maybe potentially to just sit down and enjoy, I don't know, a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, something like that. Let me see. I feel kind of complete around that, in truth. I think I feel kind of complete. Yeah, so there's your homework. I will check on babysitting for this couple in Princeton. If you, much like them, are with a child and find yourself stressed and struggling and everything, take it from the mom with 7 here. You still need to get that time, okay? Your kids will survive without you for a few hours. It's they actually need to be away from you a little bit, and I know that that can definitely be one of those awesome excuses that I hear come from people quite frequently. Oh, I can't get away because I have a baby. Oh, I can't get away because, you know, I don't have a babysitter that I trust. I don't have this, I don't have that, and using their children to avoid connection time with their partner or alone time with self. And it's just a bunch of just bull bunk, because it's not the case at all. Children need to have their parents go out and come back so that they can experience that, you know, mom and dad can leave and they're going to always come back for me. You know, that there is a great gift in that lesson there, as well as the gift of giving the time and space to yourself and potentially to your partner too, if you're going on a date. So proud of you, Emmett, for noticing that you guys need a date. Go get them on that. I will see what I can come up with to support you on it. And anybody else, get out there and get honoring yourself. Get out there and get honoring yourself. Love on yourself a little bit. Spend the time. Look for the things that you can do just at home, or that you can do in soft ways. For example, like I was talking about meditation, or taking a, you know, self-care practices. Maybe it's just doing some yoga in the morning. Maybe it's a weekly just bubble bath where you turn off the lights and you light candles and you do what you need to do. And yeah, ladies, I'm probably talking to you more here than guys, although I know plenty of men that love a good hot bubble bath by candles. But just taking the time to just go and relax yourself in some way so that you have that downtime, so that you can process everything that's coming at you and tap back into who you are instead of who you are trying to always present yourself as. So go honor yourself. Let the universe honor you by you honoring yourself first. Lead the universe in that honoring, and I promise you, blessings will manifest for you. Start with that calendar. I hope that this was helpful. If it was helpful, please take a moment to hit the share button. Share it with your friends, with people that potentially might need the reminder to take time for themselves as well. And as always, you can follow me on www.kendalwilliams.com or here on Facebook where you're at. I also am uploading these videos to YouTube, so you can check over there on my YouTube station as well if you want to share from that or make comments or anything like that. Everybody here who watched, thank you very much. I appreciate your support and watching, and all your little comments and love and likes as well. So I will catch you tomorrow's Wednesday. I will catch you tomorrow morning for Conscious Coffee, and then the following Conscious Coffee will be on Saturday morning. So I will not be doing Conscious Coffee Thursday or Friday of this week, but tomorrow and then Saturday. So see you tomorrow morning around 7 o'clock, 7:30-ish, something like that. Okay? See you then. Bye, guys.